Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Peace upon you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for attending our event. Today, we have a special speaker, Sayid Mohammad Baqir Kashmiri. Sayid Mohammad Baqir Kashmiri has given numerous speeches and written research papers and articles on various subjects, such as history, Quran interpretation, and Islamic principle and issues. He currently involved in preparing aspiring scholars to commence their religious studies and Shia seminaries. Sayid Mohammad Baqir Kashmiri is a representative of a Shia Muslim religious authority, Sayyid Ali Al-Sistani, and he is the founder and vice chairman of I.M.A.M. Mahdi Association of Marjaeya in Michigan and also in Virginia. So please join me to welcome Sayid Mohammad Baqir Kashmiri.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining this session, and I hope you spend good time with us, and I hope to offer something to benefits of all us. So after 1 hour, more than 1 hour session, we get some benefits and get some enlightened in some areas of very important things. So today I'm going to talk about jihad. Always in media you hear name of jihad, so we need to define it. What is it meaning? What's different between jihad and suicide and sacrificing? Today, in today's time, we talk about an important event that annually, every year, Muslim, they commemorate it. And it is related to these slogans or these words or these words that needs to be declared, what it is meaning exactly. So the event is related to a person, a great person, holy person, who his name is Husayn. We call Imam Hussain. So let me start with a brief story about Imam Hussain. Who is he? Then we go back to these words, explaining. I'm going to define them and give some explanation from theology aspect to have better understanding of them. So who is Hussain? First challenge you may face with this name, if you Google it, you will see a different spelling of Hussein. So sometimes people, I received this comment that you are talking about which Hussein? There's different spelling of Hussein, so people think there is more than one Hussein. No, the Hussein we mean, the holy Imam, holy leader we talk about, is one. People, because it's Arabic name, when translators, they try to translate the story, they use their methodology in writing. So some of them, they write Hussain. Maybe in some dictionaries you see, or encyclopedias, you see different spelling. Especially when you go to academic area, they use Hussayn, Hussein, Hussayn, Hussein. While some others, they use Hussen, Hussein. And maybe you will find with Ho, not Hu. So different spelling, that's not a big deal. Like Muhammad, we have different spelling of Muhammad. However, myself, I prefer Hussayn. It is just everybody goes with his language or his type of spelling. Sorry. Okay, so first of all, what's the story? Who's Hussein? Why many Muslims during these days, they commemorate Hussein, they establish condolences gatherings, they do demonstrations, they do different ways just to talk about and present Hussein's message to others. It's growing. Every year we see it everywhere. Even here in the United States of America, I don't remember, it was something here before maybe 20 years or 25 years. It was just in some areas, limited to certain Muslims inside of Islamic centers, for example. But today we see it on the media. We see it everywhere. We see non-Muslim very interested. They want to see, who's this gentleman? Every year, more than 20 million, they visit his shrine in Karbala. Karbala is a city in Iraq. I think everybody knows Iraq. So a holy shrine in a holy city in Iraq called Karbala. The grave of Imam Hussein is there. Graves of his family members who they sacrificed themselves for the principle I'm going to talk about. And the companion of Imam Hussein is there in Karbala. So they have good shrine and beautiful. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough time to make some PowerPoint presentation to show you some images. Maybe in the future. I want to thank the brothers who work in this organizer committee for making this type of sessions and gatherings that we exchange our information and share what we have with others. So maybe in different time or different occasion we can offer the services. But meanwhile, if you just Google it with your iPhone, with your whatever you have, or by internet, you will see a very beautiful shrine, big shrine in holy city of Karbala. And many people during the year, they visit it. But especially in these 2 months, we have Islamic calendar start with Muharram, called Muharram month, is the first one. Then Safar month. So in the first 10 days of Muharram, because this holy man who've been killed in the 10th of Ashura, Muharram, we say Ashura, then after 40 days, which exactly becomes 20 of Safar, his family, his sisters, his wife, his daughters, they came back to same place to just give respect and give condolences to Muslims and to people in that area. So in that date, 20 Safar, every year we see something about 20 million people, they go visit every year till today. I'm pretty sure by the media you hear that, you saw that, or you have some information about it. However, so again, back to Hussein. Who is this holy man? Yesterday in my last night lecture, I was talking about a system which created by God that gives direction and guidance to people to be on the right path, on justice path. Because just God created us and left us, it doesn't work. There is some reason behind creation. When God created people, or created all this creation, then he gave direction to be fine people, best people, and to implement his goal. What's the reason, what's the wisdom behind the creation? This direction comes by mind, by thinking, by mind, making something by ourselves. But because we are limited, whatever we think, whatever we bring ideas, whatever we bring ideologies, still always we have different opinions, then we need something solid and clear from the Creator, who created us, who knows better than everyone else what we need and how we can be successful in our life. That's why always he started to send messengers, prophets. Always, beside messengers, beside the prophets, he assigned successors, apostles, and leaders, religious leaders. So this is one religion we believe in, one religion, one mission, one vision, but in different applications, in different methods. Always we had different prophets, different successors. Now, this system, when I was talking last night about creating a system of to protect the humanity and gives right direction, right message from God, it needs to be protected by someone who is a prophet, who is holy man, who is supported by God. So all of us, we are equal, but some of us, they have more advantage. Someone has more piety, someone has more knowledge, someone has better understanding. It's normal between all of us, he or she will take his or her place to lead. Now what about when come from God himself? God has chosen, God assigned some of us as a prophet, some of us as successors. I have a book here. It's published by our organization. It's good to know about it. It's available on Amazon with very cheap price. It's not expensive. Sorry. Called God's Emissaries. It talks from Adam to all the way to Jesus. So there's another edition supposed to be published about Muhammad and after Muhammad. So this book is a really good book, which when you read it, you will get this idea that all these prophets comes from one God. All these prophets are related to each other, and they are from one family. From one family. Started from Adam, go all the way through Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus. Then after Jesus, Prophet Muhammad. So we have this tree, family tree, or prophethood tree, that God, by this tree, wants to give us direction and protect humanity from any wrong way or from devil. Okay. Now, what about after Prophet Muhammad? We have a progeny of Prophet Muhammad, holy progeny of Prophet Muhammad. Not everybody related to Muhammad, we give him full respect as a religious leader or as a successor. No. There are 12 religious authorized leaders by God, who assigned by God. They follow, they carry out the message of all the prophets, the message of last Prophet Muhammad, and they deal with it. They try to protect it. They try to give direction to people how to follow it. The first one of them, who is Ali, A-L-I, Ali. Ali has a shrine in Najaf. Again, Najaf and Iraq. It's something between, I can say, 45, maybe 40 miles away between these two areas. However, Ali is cousin of Prophet Muhammad, and he is son-in-law of Muhammad. And his first son is Hassan, who is second successor. And second son, his second son is Hussain, who is we are talking about. Hussain is son of Ali. His mother is Fatima. She is a holy lady. Exactly what we believe about Saint Mary, we believe about her. They are coming from same background, and they have same mission, same vision, same everything. She is holy lady. And they had two sons, Hassan and Hussein. So Hassan is second leader, second religious leader, because the first one is Ali, Hassan is second, then right after him, the second son is the third religious leader called Hussein. Now, Hussein, as a religious leader, we call all these 12 people, 12 leaders, we call Imam, I.M.A.M. Maybe you go to Islamic centers and you hear Imam. Imam is a religious leader who pray, who establish a prayer, who recite some supplications, who gives directions. Like me, myself, I'm a leader called Imam. But this name, we use it just to introduce who is the person who leads. But in reality, we mean with those 12 religious assigned, chosen imam leaders, we call infallible imams. Because I do mistake, I do wrong. Sometimes I go with my emotion. I do right and bad, okay? But these 12 people, and before them, all prophets, this is theology belief, we strongly believe, and we have proof on it, that they are infallibles. Why? That doesn't mean infallibles, they can't do anything. Yes, they can do mistake, but they are protected by a high level of knowledge from God, that they know, they see exactly if they do mistake, what will happen. If they say something wrong and people get misguided, then there's no reason, doesn't make sense why God sent them, why God sent a message to us. So if the message could be delivered by wrong, there is no reason to be sent to people. It needs some pure and infallible way just to make sure the message get to people receive it 100% pure. Now, the story is Imam Hussein, at his time, Imam Hussein was born January 10th, 626. In our Islamic calendar, we have different, we say 3rd of Sha'ban, third year of Islamic calendar. So by January 10, 626, he was born. And in the October 10th, 680, was martyred in Karbala, in Iraq. The reason of his martyred, why he attacked, or I don't like to say attacked, but however, in translation, we face a lot of problem how to translate these issues. Because when you say some word, sometimes take your mind to different area of understanding. This is a bigger problem we have, and we face even with translation Quran. Even Quran, some people, when they translate it, they give wrong message, unfortunately, because translator must come from, not us, from the area that he lives, the area that he wants to relate the meaning of Quran to them. I brought this to bring your attention that don't read every translation. The translator must be from Western. If the translator becomes just Muslim, normal Muslim from Middle East, that will not give real meaning of the Quran to non-Muslim people. However, back to story. After Prophet Muhammad, we faced big dilemma. We have to say it, unfortunately. After death of Prophet Muhammad, people split to two different groups. One group who've been educated very well, that the message of God, not everybody can handle it. It needs some infallible people to handle it, like Ali, like Hassan, like Hussein, 12 imams. Okay. These became minority, few people, many people. So the majority, they went with a group who had long root in Quraysh. Quraysh, the tribe who was governed all Arabic Peninsula before Islam in Mecca. So part of them, they became Muslim. Part of them, they had no choice to They see everybody, they turn and revert to Islam, they announce that we are Muslim. We don't need to judge, make judgment about everybody here, but I want to say there were a certain group who they had political agenda. They tried to come over and take religion as a good way for them to come over and take it. This is what happened exactly. Then the first Khalifa, first Caliph came. They tried to dictate and give their personal opinion about religion, how they understand it. That's fine. We have no problem with that. Everybody can have different understanding. But when you talk on behalf of God, that's a different story. You have to make sure you are the right person who has this capability to handle this message. Ali was that person, and history shows that, his qualifications shows that, and the signature of Prophet Muhammad shows that he is the one who can handle it. However, this is what happened. This is the fact. This is the deed we had. So two different groups happen. The government has taken, the Caliph has taken from Ali to other group. Okay, Ali didn't do anything there. He just declared it, that it was my right, and they took it, and that will not help you. That will not help Islam. That will not help Muslims. No one listened to him. Just few people who they had no power to take it back. He left it. He left it. But always he was around to correct. Always he was around to give his advice. So he didn't leave. He didn't leave it. Sorry. Then after him, after the first Caliph, second, third, fourth Caliph came. Unfortunately, during this 25 years, Islam went to wrong direction, went to extreme. Those caliphs, they used extreme to just make their government strong and stand in front before people. Anyone has opposite idea or they have different belief, they start to control them with power, with killing, unfortunately. This has happened. It is shame, but this is the reality and we have to declare it. It happened by whom? By those who took the Khilafah or the government of Islam, they took it over. They were not qualified people to handle it. They are not infallible. They did a lot of mistakes. And still, till today, we eat from them. However, still was somehow, you can accept it. You can say, okay, that's fine. Let us move on. We have good mission. We don't need to talk about this gentleman, that gentleman. That's fine. Unfortunately, after fourth Caliph, who they've been companions of Prophet Muhammad, after three Caliphs, people realized that it was a big mistake and right now is the time. We have to go back to Ali. Ali, the cousin of Prophet, the person who God chose him to be a legitimate Khalifa, Caliph. So they went back to him. They went back to him. He became fourth Caliph, who is the first infallible Imam. However, unfortunately, during his time, because he returned same ideology and same behavior of Prophet Muhammad, many of these leaders, local leaders, they stood against him. So he came by election. He came by the will of people. He came with accepting of everybody, but not like these three. They came by certain people. They came by power. They came by. So Ali, who came by people's will, the wish, people wishes, unfortunately, they stood in front of him. They started 3 different wars inside Islamic countries between Muslims, and they attacked each other, on each other. Many people killed. However, even himself, he became martyred. He was praying in the Islamic Center, in the mosque, masjid, we say masjid, al-Kufa, and during his prayer, someone headed him by sword, and he killed, he martyred. After him, we had a strong gentleman from campaigns of Prophet Muhammad who was against Ali, who was governing Syria, today's Syria. It's called Sham. Sham was covered all Jordan, Syria, all these areas, Lebanon, Palestine. So he was the governor there. And he was from same family rooted in Quraysh. We call Umayyas, Bani Umayyah, Umayyas family, not Hashimi family. So Hashimi family, all this Prophet Muhammad and his progeny called Hashimis. However, so Muawiyah was a dictatorship. Muawiyah was a gentleman who doesn't care about everyone. Muawiyah was dealing with people as a slave, very clear. And yes, he was using title of Islam as a Khalifa or something like that. But unfortunately, right now is not my speech to talk about him and about Umayyads. But this is the circumstances was in Sham, in Syria area. When he was going to departure and leave this world, he was feeling that he is going to die. 2 years ago, 1 year before, 2 years before his death, was demonstrating, was representing his son to be caliph. Right now, Muawiyah, with all what I talked about him, still he is campaigning. He is one of the campaigners of Prophet. He had some positives. He had some history. His son has nothing at all. At all. No knowledge, there's no advantage there. No knowledge, no piety, nothing. He wasn't wise person to become leader. And his style in life was dictatorship 100% and with killing, always with injustice and unfairness method he was dealing with others. Now you imagine that this gentleman bring him and put him on the spot, on the chair of Khilafah, Caliph. What you imagine, how you can imagine Islam and Muslim, what will happen after that? That time Hussain, son of Ali, who was the legitimate Khalifa, Caliph, who was legitimate infallible Imam, stood before him. He tried to call people. He went to Mecca when people come from different countries just to do worship and they do practice their pilgrimage. Gave speech after speech, just bring awareness of what type of people, what type of leaders you are going to face. Hussein says, this is not because my right, I have to be caliph, I have to govern Islamic nations. No. He said, if we leave this story, if we leave this God's mission, if we leave this mission of God or the letter of God or this trust we have from God with this type of leaders, then forget about Islam, forget about justice, forget about everything. We will go back again to slavery time. He was giving this type of statements just to bring people attention. Some of people, they followed him. But unfortunately, the majority of Muslims, they've been under attack, they've been under pressure, they've been under government of this Umayyads. And long story short, there's a lot of details here why people didn't follow Hussein, while he has full respect by Muslims. All Muslims, they give him full respect. All Muslims, they know who is Hussein. But unfortunately, circumstances at that time didn't help. People didn't follow him. People were saying and were seeing this movement of Hussein in this time was wrong because people want victory. They want to see it with their eyes. Hussein was the person who knew that it wasn't something out of understanding, but he was believing that if he sacrificed himself with all his holy situation and position, that will shake people and shake nation, and people will understand where is right, where is wrong. Sometimes just giving advice doesn't work. Sometimes you encourage people to do right thing is not too much. Like what we see today in hospitals. Some people, they come with heart attack. It doesn't work with giving some medicine, normal medicine or normal way. They bring electric tools and they give shock, electronic shock to a body just to give him new life again, to let the heart be restarted. This is just an example. So Imam Hussein, I just want to bring this example to make it clear. Imam Hussein, that person who, with all his holy and how people were looking to him as a holy man, a religious man who assigned by God, all this didn't work because their will was dead. They were in position. They need someone to shock them, someone to make big revolution with them. Imam Hussein had no choice to put him in this way and sacrifice himself for dignity, for freedom, for stopping all these wrong things happen by Umayyas. Now, when we come, and today we see, where's Umayyas? Their ideology still is there. We see. Today, we see ISIS, we see Taliban, we see Wahhabism, all these. I recommend everyone, if you can take this book from Amazon, The Birth of Terrorism in the Middle East. It talks very well with the proof, with details, how Wahhabism started in Arabic Peninsula, and ideology, their ideology, they took it from where? Which Salafi school of thought? Which Islam school of thought? Because the Islam we know, Islam people know, Islam everywhere, we don't see all this extreme. How this extreme came, from where, and what is the political agenda behind it? It talks about this very well. So all these Wahhabis and Saudis ideology came, it is new. It is new. But there is some root. The root comes from Umayyads. The root comes from first and second caliph, who they used their power to stop people talking or stand in front of them. However, I was talking about, very important, do you want to write this? The birth of terrorism. I can leave it here. You can take photo by your phone later. By the way, as long as we talk about books, there's another book I brought for you, Islam and Christianity, Brothers at Odds. Maybe some of you are not Christian even, but the goal is, this book, and the second chapter of it, it talks about Islamic theology and Shia Muslim, what they believe, and how it can be completed by different school of thoughts. It's really brothers at odds. It is not conflict. It doesn't bring conflict between people. It brings better understanding between different followers of different religions. So let us back to the story, or back to the theology point that I want to take it from story and end my speech, that Hussein found there is no way just to stand before Yazid. Not because there's personal issue. No, it wasn't at all. Hussein was different city, Yazid was different city. This one has different agenda, this one has different agenda. No, the fight was established based on a principles that all this God's mission came to bring justice to people. Unfortunately, some other people hijacked it and they used it for their personal agenda. And the time is now, Hussein, if he doesn't stop it, even with sacrificing himself, sacrificing his family, sacrificing whatever, whoever believes or share believing with him on same direction, it's supposed to continue. It should continue. So today we don't see Umayyad people, Umayyad members, but the theology of Umayyad is still around us, like ISIS and others. While Imam Hussein family, Prophet's family, Imam Hussein family, all these 12 Imam families, till today we see it everywhere, respected. And even today, the shrine of Imam Hussein, 20 million people, they visit him. For what? Why people visit him? Why people go and give respect to him? For this reason. Because he is the role model of the leader who can give the right direction to people and put them on the right path. Who is the person who taught us with his sacrificing that, what is the dignity and why a human being. We have to keep our dignity. Hussein is not limited to Muslim people. Hussein is not limited to family of Hussein, progeny of Hussein members. Or Hussein is a religious and holy man assigned by God to be a role model for everyone who look forward for freedom and dignity. So now, after all this, when we say, what does it mean jihad? What does it mean suicide? And what does it mean sacrificing? There are big differences. Jihad, it is an Arabic word. Jihad called, we practice it. We practice it every day. We practice it every second. What does it mean, jihad? Jihad means controlling ourselves from devil way, from wrong way. We have to keep ourselves clean from any devil ways. It's coming every day, every hour, every second. Right now, what you do, everything you do, finally, it is even good or bad. You have to keep yourself away from bad. It's called jihad. Very simple. And in Quran, you see a lot of words of jihad. It gives this meaning, that protect yourself. Time is over. Yeah, I'm done. So jihad is very beautiful way, very good terminology, and talks about important principle that keeps us all the way away from bad. So right now, you come here. Is it good or bad? You eat some food. Is it good or bad? You talk with someone else. Is it good or bad? You be hired in some job. Is it good or bad? Always, this is our life. It is always fighting between good and bad. It is fighting between the way of God or way of devil. So it's called jihad. Now, should we use it in war, physical war? Yes, it's the same. When some physical war happens, finally one of them on the right path, the other group on the wrong path. So again, we say this group who look forward for justice, who look forward for rights, the truth, they are mujahid. They are right people who practice jihad. They practice their religious obligation to fulfill their religious obligation and bring justice to people, bring right things to people, and put wrong people in their place. Is it obligated? Not necessary. Sometimes become obligated when others, they attacked on you. You have to make defense on yourself. This is called jihad. Sometimes you need to take initiative, but this is really sensitive. And we as a Muslim people, we have nothing in our theology that we give right to everybody to start attack on others, because this is really, really sensitive, and it needs someone infallible like a prophet or infallible imam to do it. Someone like me, someone just religious scholar, as people go and give fatwa, verdicts that kill, this is absolutely wrong and 100% wrong. This is, no one use it except Wahhabism, the school of thought. No one is using it except that wrong Umayyad school of thought, which I mentioned, the book, The Birth of Terrorism. It really explained that in a right way and with the proof and full sources of these type of wrong understanding in Islam or in Muslim, some certain group of Muslim. However, whatever today we see, especially by media, they focus on wrong thing. They don't look to good things. Finally, everybody of us, this page is white, clean. My eyes, your eyes goes all the way on black areas. This is normal. So media today, we see they focus on wrong areas, on killing, on bad face of Muslim and unfortunately Islamic countries. Unfortunately, these areas or these groups, to be honest with you, they are not representing Islam. We are against them. We do jihad against them. ISIS, Taliban, Wahhabism, all these. Salafi school of thought, we have no problem with them. They have some understanding, it's okay. But to use your sword to kill me, kill people, and force your religion, your understanding on people and control people, that's totally wrong. What we need here, all of us, we are responsible. At the end of the day, it is not just Islam. At the end of the day, it is not just school of thought, we call it Shia Muslim, or it is Islam or Imam Hussein. It is a principle. If we look forward for peace, for better life, for better understanding, we need to have something like this. We need to understand each other. Then we need to cooperate to stand against extreme, against terrorism, against Wahhabism, against all those who adopted this school of thought, and unfortunately they add more martyrs every day, and we have more disasters and more miserable lives. I expect and I hope, I ask Almighty to help each one of us to have this better understanding and help each other for better life and for better justice. Thank you so much for your time. I'm here to listen from you if you have any comment, question, or concern. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
I have two questions. You talk about the Khalifa who ruled for like 25 years before fourth Khalifa came in. They were companion of Prophet Muhammad for their life.
Yeah.
How they did not change to a right path? They lived with Prophet all their life. Why they not inspired and why they not follow the right path, and why they distorted the Islam during their Khalifa? And my second question is it better to separate religion from state? Because when you mix those two, that's what happened. For power, people are changing their religion for their benefit, for political gain. That's what Yazid did it. Is it better to separate, or you can still rule state with the right path of religion, and why people, and then people will oppose, and then, different opinion. Then it's direct conflict between religion and state.
Yeah, thank you so much. So first question, I explained it actually during my speech. It is not a personal issue, because first Khalifa, second or third, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, it is not issue of this gentleman or that gentleman. There is a principle. When you carry out the message of God and you want to handle it and deliver it to people, you have to have certain qualification. You have to be infallible. Otherwise, you will understanding by your personal understanding. you will force it to people with your personal understanding. This is the issue. We have no personal issue with Abu Bakr, first caliph. He was one of the companions. He had a lot of good things. Second caliph, Umar, he had a lot of things. They are famous people. They are not normal people. Unfortunately, the things happen. They change in the message. They change some Islamic rules. Do you know or not? They change some prayers. They change many things. When the mission of God changed by not a prophet, not by a religious authority who assigned by God, that means I and you, we change. And today what we see from Taliban, from ISIS, it is exactly the same. If you go to them and talk to them, they will say this is the Sharia. This is what I understand from Quran and Sunnah. Quran and Sunnah means the narration of Prophet. So it is not issue of this gentleman or that gentleman, X or Y. We are looking for a qualified person who can handle this message, who Prophet Muhammad worked on it, who Prophet Muhammad brought all these diverse people from different areas, and they accepted it. They had very beautiful life, beautiful justice life, and beautiful freedom. It went to the wrong direction. This is all. Now, second question, is it better to make separation between church and state, as we hear? See, brother, what we understand from government, when we say state, what's needed from state? Sometimes we need a state, like here, today's government. They do services for people. They bring security to people. They bring services. They educate. They put some big amount of money just to secure education, colleges, universities, all these stuff. They establish civilization. They try to make better life in street and for people. This is all just giving services. Religion doesn't work here. Religion doesn't need something here. Education, say, okay, good, educate people. You offer service, give service. It doesn't need to be the government to be a religious government. But when it comes to religion itself, when it comes to Jesus, comes to Abraham, comes to Moses, comes to Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just wants to say what is the word of God and how we can secure this message and how we can bring justice to people, that will be different. That will be God's government, God's state. This is the difference. Today we have no infallible. We have no prophet. We have no infallible Imam today in front of me and you to govern people. So we say, okay, because he came from God and he has right to govern us. And we need to shift from current governments around the world to this religious government. That's why in Islamic countries, sorry, I'm giving more explanation just to make better understanding. In Islamic countries, we have today two major Islamic countries. One is Saudi, one is Iran. Both of them, they say, we govern people based on Sharia. Do you know how many Islamic countries? Do you know how many Islamic communities? Do you know how many Islamic scholars, religious scholars? They against both of them. Iran is Shia Muslim and Saudi is Sunni Muslim. We have a bunch of Muslims, they against these two governments that they say, you want to govern, but don't label it Islamic government because you are not infallible. You do mistake, you do some personal agenda. Leave it for infallibles only.
So that brings to when Prophet is gone, right? So why they did not establish just a state instead of trying to rule as a Muslim country, as a religious state?
My understanding, it was personal agenda. My understanding.
Thank you.
Yeah. More question, comment, concerns? Okay, I ask you. Does it make sense, my speech? Do you understand something? Is there misunderstanding or some areas not clear? I know my English is not good. My English skill is not good. But I want to understand if there's common, okay. Again, you? Okay, good. Yes. So you are the most active one here today.
No, sorry to linger this thing, but so the jihad part came in, like ISIS and all this thing we're talking. We hear about in the media that why Muslim scholars are not opposing and not strongly opposing it. I mean, I see the comments coming and opposing it, but why is not a very strong movement against these people to stop the jihadis and guide maybe Muslim community towards right path?
Do you have suggestion?
I mean, what you're doing is a good job, like educating people, and we should reach. But there's a difference in opinion between Shias and Sunnis and all these sects you're talking. I'm Shia. I had a lot of Sunni friends. When I talk, they bring up the issue about why Shias say bad thing about Khalifas, first 3 Khalifas. I come from India, and I have seen in there is people are cursing Khalifas, Shias cursing Sunni Khalifas, and that brings hatred, and that divides community more. There's not much going on to unite the community. If we unite community, if we educate them, give a right path, give a direction and education, we will not eliminate these people going on wrong path, but at least we can guide them and bring the majority to a right path. I mean, I know this jihadis and whatever you're talking is in absolute minority, but people are influenced by these people, like what's going on in Syria and Iraq and those places. So people, when they go on social media and educate that, okay, this is the right path, and a lot of people get influenced with them because they're talking about Quran and Hadith that you're saying, and people get impressed with them. We should have the similar agenda, what we are seeing in the US politics, that we have to attack these people through cyber. So we have to have a channel where the people, guided people, can go and say, no, these people are doing wrong, and we have to have a strong media campaign against these people. In my opinion, that might work, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. No, it is true.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, during the history, it is not today issue. The righteous people, always, they have less resources, less financial, less support. Always you see wrong people, unfortunately, they took over, they have everything. I love this country. That's why I'm here. I should go back to my main country. I immigrated to America since 2000. I used to live in California, then moved to Michigan. Right now I'm in Virginia, around DC area. My family, my kids, we love this country. We see a lot of positive things, and we wish other countries also become like here. But with all this positives, with all this freedom, you see again, media, unfortunately, in this country especially, in America, because they have power, they have full power. Most of the main media source in the world is here in the United States. And I'm not putting the blame on government, no. I'm putting blame on those who really, they have power. They have they do financial support, and they have enough number of registered voter people. This is the main tools they use. Unfortunately, media also became under political agendas. If media a little bit try to work with justice and open their eyes and bring right people and put it there, all these nations, all these non-Muslim people will take the right image of Islam and Muslim. Fortunately, they focus on wrong areas, and they go with just as you said, Shia Muslim. We had Hussein. Many people here, they don't know who's Hussein. We had Saddam and Ba'ath regime in Iraq with all what they did during 35, 37 years. They killing. until 2003, when political agenda came to change this regime. See, media, what they brought out. They had all record and archive of sacrificing Shia. They put it on the media, and people start, oh, this is Shia. Unfortunately, what happened for them, people start to understand. But same time, it was very bad because they did big split between Muslims, between Shia and Sunni, and always we have some fighting right now. We see in different countries everywhere, Sunni, Shia. Come on. What's different between Sunni and Shia? All what they have different point of belief and theology. That's it. That's all. All they are Muslim and they are human. They live with each other. They marry with each other. That's it. Unfortunately, there's some oil. Someone puts oil on this fire. We need to have better understanding. What we can do, we have not too much to do. But this type of meetings is very important. Don't see just few people, 10, 20, 30 people came. 30 people still is a good number. Every one of us, if we relate and talk to 10 people, we can make some change. We can make different. So time to time, we can, and God also, God helps. God supports right use. Yes, but
I realize there is no simple response to this. I'm interested in mental illness and people that are motivated by many different religious groups to commit suicide and do harm to other people. And because they have mental illness, they can be easily persuaded to do terrible things to others. As I said, I know there's no simple response to this, but it's a concern that I have.
Yeah. Suicide is different with sacrificing. Suicide is different. Suicide is someone who has mental issue, who has psychological issue, or unfortunately has no full understanding of creation, why he or she existed. So they see there's no hope in their life, and they use wrong direction to maintain their human life. Then they see there's everything closed in front of them. They can't have good life, they can't have good money or good income, or then they arrive to somewhere they think it is better to suicide themselves. So how? Someone goes to drop himself in the river, someone goes to make some other way, and some others, they try to cover it with positive way. And unfortunately, again, media try to justify or modify or label jihad from positive way. In Islam, they put it in wrong way and they say, okay, they suicide themselves. It is not suicide. Someone who has belief, who has truth belief, and fight for it, and become under attack of devil and wrong people, it is jihad. We call jihad. This is a holy thing. We against with media how they use this word in bad way, in wrong way, and make bad environment about it. Suiciding, some people, they suicide themselves. They have personal issues. They have mental issues. They have psychological issues. And all that comes from belief. Because they have no good belief, they not have good belief in God, and in the message from God, what is needed from us, they see themselves as nothing in this world. Exactly, it's totally 100% is different. Yeah. And thank you for your concern. Any more question? Because brothers, they give sign that the food is ready. It's good news for you. Okay, thank you, Haider, for inviting.
Thank you very much.